All right, so we're going to continue with some more examples of multiplying matrices together. So example 3, part C, we have A times C, where again, A is 2 rows by 3 columns and C is 2 rows by 2 columns. Well, unfortunately, because the number of columns of A is 3 and the number of rows in C is 2, since those columns and rows aren't equal to each other, then it's not possible to multiply A times C. If we tried to, we'd start with 4 times 6 plus 8 times 4, but then there's no element in C, in the first column of C, that corresponds with this negative 9. So it's not possible to multiply these two together because the number of columns of A does not equal the number of rows in C. All right, part D, we have C squared. So we have, when we square a matrix, much like when we square anything, that means we're multiplying it by itself. So resist the temptation to square each of the numbers in C. You don't want to do that. So instead, just multiply it by itself. And because it's a square matrix, the number of columns in the first is going to equal the number of rows in the second. And when we multiply square matrices, 2 by 2 and another 2 by 2, multiplying square matrices will always have an answer that is a square matrix of the same dimension. So let's start with our first row times first column. So 6 times 6 plus negative 5 times 4, and that'll give us 16. Then first row, second column, 6 times negative 5 plus negative 5 times 1 gives us negative 35. Now second row, first column, 4 times 6 plus 1 times 4 gives us 28. And then second row, second column, 4 times negative 5 plus 1 times 1 gives us negative 19. So squaring a matrix means multiplying it by itself. We can actually only square or raise any, as long as it's a square matrix, those are the only kind of matrices we can actually raise to a power. If we tried doing something like a 2 by 3 matrix, when we square it, a 2 by 3 times a 2 by 3, the 3 columns in the first don't match up with 2 rows in the second. So only square matrices can be raised to a power because you will have the rows and column numbers equal to each other. All right, so that about does it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.